now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to share up. We're going to go into our. We've had our check-in. We're just going to have a little look. What we're going to do today. We're going to have a little catch up on philosophy, looking at what we've already read in the sutras. Have you got your sutras with you, by the way? You got them close?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's me, and I feel it is, that I keep on hearing music coming in and out. Do you keep hearing it?
Can't hear any music.
No. So weird. I don't know where it's coming from. Anyway, I'm not going mad. But let me know if you hear it, because it's really weird. It's coming from somewhere in one of my devices around here. You know, when you've not turned something off, I don't know where it is. Okay. So, okay. So, yeah. So we're going to be looking at the sutras, the Upanishads, the Sandhya. Then we're going to have a little review of the cranium, a little bit of colouring in. I just really want us to get gently familiar with the body rather than go, oh, we're going to be doctors. I just want us to know, if somebody says they've broken a femur, where is that?
Mm-hmm.
Where is the femur? Do you know where your femur is?
Pelvis? Your pelvis? Is it? Oh no.
It's your thigh bone.
Oh no.
And you know, we just want to know a few things. Nothing much, just enough. And then we're going to have a little Sanskrit check. Have you been looking at the words this week? I don't think I gave you anything. Did I give you some reading to do last week about the words?
Don't
You know, when we started looking at, it's like a bit of a soaking up session, I think. You know, when we started looking at the postures, page 26, page 27 in the manual.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just looking at that, and we're going to have a little Sanskrit check of page 26. We're going to have a little test. And then we're going to have a meditation, and then we're going to think about planning. So homework last week was, they see it again. Did you hear that?
No.
No. So good. Really strange things have been happening to me. Like when I've stopped the car, every time I stop the car farts. If you haven't never had that, it's really weird. And it's either something wrong with the car or the car's life. I get out of the car and then it goes.
My 9-year-old son would absolutely love that. That would be like the highlight of his day.
Farting car.
My goodness.
So we've had a little look at designing, haven't we? We've had a little look at designing. And how did you get on with that, with your plans?
Quite enjoyed it.
Did you use the format that you've been given with the lesson plan outline? Did you use that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you find it quite easy to do?
I wouldn't say easy. It made me think a lot about a class structure, kind of what goes in each category that you've set out for us.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, agreed.
Good.
Okay.
So I found the asana part easier weirdly in some ways than the kind of topping and tailing. It was more, almost had to think more about the opening and the kind of meditation side.
Oh, well, that's good.
And differentiating between warm-up and asana I found interesting.
Yes.
Like what practice, what does the warm-up practice look like, and what does the actual asana practice look like?
I mean, I'm happy that I thought Laura was going to say I found the asana really hard, and I'm glad she said found it good. So that's good, isn't it, Laura, that you found that, you found that easy, and knowing that each class that you attend or you're going to deliver is going to have these little building blocks which you use to move through the stages of the lesson. Okay, so let's have a look. First of all, this 15-minute flow. Are you happy, you three, to show it next week?
Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe just practice doing it this week and show next week. Cool. Right, so let's have a look at the Upanishads. I've just, first of all, taken a few ideas, a few thoughts from the Upanishads, and I thought we'd just read them through. It's still doing it. Just 1 second. Just have a little read through for a second whilst I just try and find what on earth. So where it's coming from here. No, shut that down. Shut that
Sophie,
down.
you know, with the Upanishads book,
Yeah.
What, are you okay? I'm finding it quite hard to get through the Yoga Sutras as well as start another book.
No, only one at a time.
Right, okay, because I thought you wanted us to start that,
Oh
and
my
I
God,
don't think
no.
you can, because
No.
my mind would just not be able to focus on both.
No, both module 2ers are starting Upanishads now.
Right, okay.
So
Okay.
just wait. Oh my God, no, you're going crazy. That's okay. Good question.
What is
Yeah,
Hindu
look.
cosmology? I don't know what that means.
Where are we?
On your little pink opening, it explicates Hindu cosmology.
Oh,
I'm not sure I don't know what that means.
what do you think? What do you think it means?
Well, cosmos is kind of
Cosmos.
mystical, is it? Or the
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, read aloud. Read aloud for me. Natalie, read aloud.
The Upanishads. Upanishad is the most important type of religious text in Hindu philosophy. It explicates Hindu cosmology and the place of humanity in the plan of Brahman, the supreme force of the universe.
Okay, so it's so good, this, and it's so mad. So have you I'm assuming none of you have heard about this, Brahman.
No.
No.
Okay, so you have Atman, which is the soul, and you have Brahman, which is everything. So everything is Brahman. So this lamp thing is Brahman. This is Brahman. This computer is everything. Objects, absolutely everything. And we are the soul within the Brahman. So I ended up explaining this today, and I'm repeating myself to myself, but not to you. So have you ever heard of Mother Meera? So in 1996, I was at university studying German, and I read a book called The Hidden Journey by Mother Meera. No, by Andrew Harvey. I'm just going to look it up so you've got it, because you might be interested in reading it. You might not. Andrew Harvey. I think he's a BBC journalist. I think that's how he got to read. It's called Hidden Journey. I don't know why I was reading it. I used to read all sorts of weird stuff. I still do, as you probably can imagine. But I ended up being an hour away from the place where this lady was, Mother Meera, which I feel like was meant to be for me. Where are you? On the WhatsApp? I'll put it on our chat. Okay, I'll put it in our chat now. Yeah. There we go. Well, that's a lot of Why is that like that? Can we stop that, please? Oh, that's a very long one, isn't it? Back out. How rubbish am I at this? Sorry. Okay. No, it's still not doing it. Do you want to take note of it?
Yeah.
Just
I've
take
got it
note of
written
it.
down.
Hidden Journey by Andrew Harvey. I ended up going to see her. I thought, oh, I'll get a train and then I'll get a bus and then I'll go and find her because she was living in this village called Talheim, according to this book. And so I found it on the map in the old school because we didn't have Google Maps, and I walked from the bus stop, and I swear it was 7 o'clock at night and there were hundreds of other people walking to her house in this
Wow.
village. And it was like the weirdest thing. It was like, where are you going? Oh, we're going to see the mother. We're going to see the mother. We're going to see the mother. We're going to see. And we all waited outside her bungalow. And then every night at 7 o'clock, she gives this thing called darshan. So she's giving light, Paramatman. It's called Paramatman light. She's giving Paramatman light, and you go and sit in front of her. It's like it's not a church. There's nothing other than there's no money involved. She just sits there and there's chairs in front of you and people come up and sit in front of her and they look in her eyes and then they go away, and she's giving light through her eyes and she's channeling this energy down. Now, to explain that to someone outside our yogic structure might, they'll be like, what? She's just staring at you for 15 seconds and then she's channeling energy through and into you. And I was so desperate to have a psychic experience, and so desperate, I think my ego wanted me more to do it than, so I sort of gave up. I went 3 times and I thought, on the third day I just thought, well, it's not going to happen. And then I came out and I had what you would call Brahman. I feel everything around me was completely lit up. I had no drugs in me, by the way, just to say. It was like I looked in a window and I could see everything sparkling. It was like seeing everything. And that, for me, is the explanation of Brahman. Everything is full of life. Even your walls, even your bed, even your door is full of life. We have to treat everything around us with respect because it's all part of the universe. It's all part of this planet. And that's why you can't read the sutras and the Upanishads at the same time. You'll lose it.
You'll lose the plot.
Because also you can't go outside and start going, oh, sparkly, when you're on a bus and stuff like that. But it's there.
Wow, what an experience.
Amazing.
Amazing
And
story.
she does I mean, you look her up on YouTube, and she's still doing stuff. She has like these devotees and followers, and I feel like we need a school trip. She takes a mansion over, and thousands of people come to her. She'll never hit the news because it's not bad news, is it?
Exactly.
But
exactly.
Amazing. So she lives in Germany, does she, Sophie?
Well, at the time she was in Germany, I think she still is. She's one of these people who's been born, a guru, a divine being.
Yeah.
Which we don't really have in this country, do we? We don't have people born divine beings. We probably lock them up.
Yeah.
It's so wrong. But yeah. And she's wonderful. And yeah. So that's my definition of that. I don't know if anyone else has had any experiences like that yet. Not yet. Or you've got to find her. So if you find another Mother Mira, let me know. Otherwise, we'll just find her.
Preferably in Harrogate. That'd be good.
Well, I did once emailed the Mother Mirror and asked her to come to Harrogate, and they said it wasn't big enough.
Yeah.
Well, my studio wasn't big enough. Bit mean, really, but you know, they were right. They were right, because yeah. So we've got Christina, do you want to read a little bit? A little bit
Oh,
of the
yes.
next bit.
Where were we? Was it the Seven Principal
Mm.
Upanishads?
Yeah.
So is it Isa, Kana, Katha, Prasna, Mundaka, Mandukya?
Uh-huh.
Is it Altareya? Altareya?
I'll take that. It's 8 area, yeah.
Aitareya. I can't tell whether they're L's or I's. Is it
Eyes.
Taittiriya,
Mm-hmm.
Chandogya,
Mm-hmm.
Riha, Aranyaka,
Mm-hmm.
and Svetasvata. I can't tell those last two. It's like being at the optician.
Svetas.
Oh,
Well-
Svetasvatara.
Yes. So it's nice to say these words out loud because they're so wise and so old, and they're just invoking something. They're invoking what people have been talking about for centuries. So just even to say them out loud is reminding us of what exists and what thinking exists, rather than us burying things, rather than us watching, I'd say the news again, but just watching the news and the war. Let's remind ourselves that there's other aspects to life, and these are the other aspects and principles. And then below we've got, there is only one truth, one eternal essence, one eternal consciousness, and one eternal bliss. What do you think to that?
Love that. Just simplify it. Simplifies the whole thing, doesn't it? It simplifies it all.
Yeah. And I guess once you're open to it, then you can convey it as well. Okay. All right, Laura, do you want to read a little bit further? It's one of our little
yes.
blocks. The blue block.
Right. So the Upanishad mentions many asanas that states 4 postures of the yoga for the beginner, commencing on pranayama, breathing exercises, siddhasana, padmasana, simhasana, and vajrasana.
Okay, so it only has those 4 postures. And then from that, we have a multitude of postures from the Upanishads. And yoga has evolved and evolved and evolved, hasn't it? To thousands and thousands of postures. I think Martin said the other day it was 15,000 postures or something crazy.
Wow.
I mean, we're not going to be able to learn all those in 200 hours yet, but we're just going to find what we need right now.
And what are the 4 postures that are mentioned here? Do we know what they are?
What? I don't know what Siddhasana is. I'll have to look that up. It's from the Siddhis. Padmasana is lotus. Simhasana. I tell you what's a really good book, and I was looking at it just now for you. I can probably look it up in here. Did I show you this book before?
Oh yeah, you did. I got it. It's really good.
It is really good. It probably have it in here. See if we can find it.
My house is becoming like a library.
It's called Accomplished Pose for Men. Siddhasana.
Interesting.
Probably really obvious. It's probably something which we do all the time. No. It's just cross-legged.
Ah,
It's just cross-legged.
I wonder why it's accomplished for men.
I guess they probably struggle with things like that, don't they?
Yeah, have you seen men try and cross the legs on the floor?
Yeah.
They struggle,
re-
don't they?
I feel like, yeah, they really struggle. You know, like some ladies, not all ladies, but you tend to be able to get your knees down quite far. But I think men's knees, if you watch, they tend to be quite high up, I think.
And their thighs are quite tight, and their hips are always quite tight. It is Simasana. Oh, I found them all, you see. Simasana. So it's lion pose.
Oh.
Oh. Interesting, that would be the third one. Why do you think it's the third one? Because it's obviously these are the 4 hot ones to do.
Sorry, what was Padmasana again?
Padmasana is normal lotus.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they're all sitting meditative postures, aren't they? They're all for the oh, sorry, it says on pranayama. Yeah. Beginner commencing on pranayama.
So basically there are seating postures where your feet are front and back. And then your spine is open, and then you have the exhale when you're doing lion pose. No need for any other postures, no need for downward dog, just those 4. Okay, so Natalie, next bit.
The Taittiriya Upanishad says Brahman is this ineffable truth. Brahman is also truth, Satya, knowledge, Jnana, infinity, Ananta, consciousness, Chit, and bliss, Ananda. Other Upanishads describe Brahman as the hidden inner controller of the human soul.
Wow. How are you taking that in? What do you think? It's like Brahman is an umbrella term, isn't it?
Mm.
And then within it, we've got truth, knowledge, infinity, consciousness, and bliss. But all these things have Brahman within them.
Not sure yet. True. But then the hidden inner controller, the word controller makes me think that is Brahman always our friend? That's, do you know what I mean? Does it challenge us? Inner controller. Don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think about that.
Is it a bit like, is it the controller because it's a bit like the gateway to freedom? Because if you're bound by, like, if you have truth and knowledge and you're able to manipulate consciousness, then that will lead to bliss. But if you don't have that truth and don't have that knowledge and don't have that consciousness, you can feel quite bound, can't you? So is Brahman, it's either like a controller or it's something that can potentially kind of set you free or set your soul free a little bit. That's maybe how I see it at the minute.
I kind of see it as a spark as well, like there's a spark in everything, and that's the control of the Brahman, and it's connecting me to you, to the wall, to the computer, to the consciousness, to the bliss. It's like it doesn't let you go. It doesn't let you out of the matrix. It's like a matrix. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that's a big one, isn't it?
Oh. Laura, do you want to read the purpley bit?
Yes. Those who do good become good. Those who do harm become bad. Good deeds make one pure. Bad deeds make one impure. You are what your deep driving desire is. As your desire is, so is your will.
What do you make of that or bake of that? Anybody?
I think you are what your deep driving desire is. I mean, that's all perception, isn't it? If you view the world, you know, in a, if you are, and again, the gratitude, if you're grateful for what you have, and you're on a journey to explore, you know, how you can live purely in this world by being good, by causing no harm, then you will desire all that, and you will become that.
Mm.
You will be that. You will get there. As your desire is, so is your will. Desire and will. Aren't desire and will the same thing? No, they can't be.
No.
As your desire is, so is your will. Could someone explain that to me?
So is your will. I feel like I would interpret it desire as more like the destination, or what you want to be, or how you want things to be, and then the will is almost like the driving force to reach the destination. But I guess it's sort of saying, like, if you set your desire in a certain direction, your will, I don't know, will take you, will guide you there, something like that.
Like your action.
Mm.
And then the 7th verse. It's all very random Upanishads here. Christina.
Turiya, is that right? Am I pronouncing that? Turiya is not that which is conscious of the internal subjective world, nor that which is conscious of the external objective world, nor that which is conscious of both, nor that which is a mass, all sentiency, nor that which is simple consciousness, nor that which is insentient.
Whoa. It's a big one, isn't it?
Mm.
What is it then? It's
Just having a look what insentient means: incapable of feeling or understanding things.
So I'm reading that to think maybe it's exterior to everything. It's not part of the consciousness or the unconsciousness. It's not part of feeling. It's not part of unfeeling. It's something above all that. Crazy.
Is it kind of saying, like, by definition, that sort of humans will never understand, or will find it near impossible to understand what Turiya is, because, so not to get too deep, but like our capabilities as human beings we have an ability to understand the kind of the conscious and the subconscious, but this is something, as you said, that sits completely above that or separate to that.
Yeah. It is, but I think some, like entities or beings do experience it. It's interesting, isn't it?
Is this where the cosmology word comes in then? Because it becomes more, it goes beyond what the human mind can. Like Laura was saying, it kind of goes beyond us.
Have we look? Let's have a little look in the manual. Can't believe I've got something in the manual to share with you on this moment. So in the manual, we've got 255. And we've got the koshas. Have you seen this? So in this like life or world that we're in, it's this 3D world that we're in at the moment. And some people say it's the third dimension. Have you heard that? We're in this 3D world where we can touch and feel, we eat, we have bodies, we have yes or no, black and white, good and bad, right and wrong. And we feel that within I would say the Annamaya kosha. So you've got the Annamaya kosha, which is the earth, your connection, your bodily connection to the material world, to food, to eating, to drinking, everything associated with your survival, your reproduction, your relation to your families and society. Then when we do our breath and we bring in that other energy, we've got the Pranamaya kosha, the energetic body, and that connects the physical body with the other koshas around our body. So, and it's connecting to life force. So when we're breathing in and doing yoga, we're connecting to what is around us as a life force. I don't know what that is, whether it's Brahman, whether it's what it is, but that's what it is. And then on the next level, you've got Manomaya kosha. So your mind, when you receive things in, when you dream, when you connect on the subconscious level, you're connecting to something else. Does anybody have wild dreams?
Mm.
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
the dreams, yeah.
That's wonderful. So that's your Manomaya kosha, that's connecting in with another energetic field, which we can't see, but we get feelings into that or thoughts, or unbelievable what that does. And then we've got the Vijnamaya kosha, which is above, which maybe is what the 7th verse is about. Maybe. Or it could be the next one, which is the Anandamaya kosha, the bliss body. And then we come back to Atman, which is the seat and center of the soul. So all these koshas we're walking around with all the time, and then we're getting them bashed, or some people expand our koshas or auras. Some people don't. Then we've got the concept of Maya. Have you heard of Maya? So Maya, it says here, Maya is the idea that the whole world is an illusion manifested by our group consciousness. This is a concept that not all students are looking for or feel comfortable imagining, but traditional yogis discuss this apparent concept a lot. So I once was talking to a parent in a service station whilst I was waiting for a coffee when we were taking my daughter Gabby to gymnastics years ago. One of the other, he was a physicist. Dad was a physicist, and he was saying, have you heard, he thinks, quantum physicists think that what they see, some of them see in front of them is all that exists, and that behind them is just nothing. You are creating as you're moving along. Now, that's quite similar. Have you heard of that concept?
Yes.
No.
No.
Utterly fascinating, isn't it? And quite
Yeah.
scary. The
Yeah.
thought that you open your eyes and you have made this appear. I've made this appear. This is like my consciousness, and that won't be there, unless I'm here. You are the creator of your own universe. So you would have all these koshas, and then you're walking around like it literally is the Matrix might exist, isn't it? There might be other consciousnesses, there might be now once you start believing this, then you can start creating what you want to happen as well. So you use this information to make shit up, and you realize that when things are really bad as well, when things go wrong, you can hopefully turn it round. You can hopefully, because obviously in your universe, things will go wrong. You haven't designed it perfectly. So you need to be able to change and manifest what you want. And then we go on to manifesting and gratefulness and all that stuff. But this is the concept that we're working on and looking at and really learning about.
You're making me think of something that Robin said to me the other day, and she's only 6, but she comes out with some clangers, some real thought-provoking questions. And she was sat at the table and she went, "Mummy, do you ever feel like it's all just a dream
Oh, I love that.
sometimes? Do you ever feel like it is just a dream? And how do you know when you're awake, and how do you know when you're dreaming?" I'm like, oh, that's a really good question. Like, how
He's going to be a philosopher one day.
Oh, she's got the gift of the gab, definitely, potentially, yeah. But she does ask some questions sometimes, and it does really get you thinking.
Mm.
Well, the children are like, they're not in this matrix, are they? Until a
No.
certain age. We
Yeah.
haven't indoctrinated them or put them into this matrix until
Yeah.
they're over 7. They're over 7, they change, don't they?
Mm.
There's an actual in Steiner schools, they let them learn anything they want up to the age of 7. And they let them sing all day, and then they step up. It's awful, really. They step over a line when they go into when they hit 7, and they all sing as they jump over a line, and then they start being part of this world.
Mhm.
So much to learn from children.
Mm.
So intuitive, aren't they, to what we're reading about? So they're there. We all
Yeah.
were. We were all there. It's kind
Yeah.
of I feel like what we're going through now, this process, is the undoing of everything we've bloody kind of been, we've had to absorb, and we've been shown, and now we're learning it again. But in a way that an adult brain can learn it, whereas they just feel it, don't they, the children? Well, we would have done, wouldn't we, once upon a time? Got to
It's
get
always
back.
trying to stay back with that. Stay back with the truth that the truth is that this is just another truth. My brother's brilliant. He said, and I was thinking about what Natalie said about the Aquarian age as well, because you were saying how it's all lining up. My brother said, the dystopian experiment has fallen through. Like there could be maybe a war of energies of good and evil. The thought that it's a bit like Star Wars, and we're trying to be held down a little bit, and they've failed. After the pandemic, they tried to keep us down, but they failed. Dystopian experiment is over. How lovely.
Yeah.
Let's make that our reality.
Yes.
Yeah. So sorry to go off fun one. But hey, we've got a few Sandayas as well. Shall we go for a drink? I think we're going to go and have a drink, and then we're going to come back and read these. So I want you to just like let this all flow in, have a drink on the Anandamaya Kosha, and then come back and just see how you can rebalance yourselves. Okay, so let's take 10 minutes, shall we?
Yeah.
10 minutes. Okay, cool. Lovely. Okay. How are we doing? So what are our thoughts so far? Natalie?
Well, I think the reason it can be so tricky to understand a lot of the philosophy, or a lot of the deeper philosophy, is because it's something within. It's something that we feel, we experience, and I just don't think words can describe it. I just don't think language, the spoken language, can always pinpoint it, because it's something beyond what words can describe.
Or our words?
Our words, yeah.
Our English words. Because that's
Yeah.
why we're using the Sanskrit, because
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
it's sending us into the understanding
Yes.
of other concepts. Like I don't know Indian, but I hear that there's 50 words for love
Wow.
in India.
And don't they say the reverberation, like the sound? Because I love to chant. I absolutely love chanting, and if I'm in the house on my own, I'll put a Sadhguru chant and I will chant, and there's something about that reverberation that comes out.
There's some power from the sound, and it's going into from your koshas, and it's connecting up to something outside of yourself that you can't conceive or understand.
Yes. And our English, limited English vocabulary, I suppose, which when you just said that then about the that's why we're learning the Sanskrit, because it is true to what we're actually,
The energy.
the energy.
You're bringing the energy through of thousands and thousands and thousands of teachers and scribes, writers. Because in essence, think about being a female. Think about your womb. Think about the eggs in your womb were in your mother's eggs. Were you in your mother and her mother?
Yeah.
And her mother. You are connected thousands of generations back just to your womb. I mean, I can't even get my head around that.
Mm.
And so already we're connecting all the time. So we're not just bodies. We're connected to other, like you can feel when your daughter's sad or your child's sad, or you can feel when you can feel things. Why can you feel things? I mean, it makes sense to me that this is why.
Yes.
And sound also circles round. It circles round the body when you're saying these chakras, but it also circles out. It's also infinite, so it goes on and on and on. So you have to be really mindful of how you speak and not explode. Hold and speak about yourself as well to keep yourself well. So much to think about, but it's all good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Let's go to these little ones, see what we can find within, just from these little things. Who'd like to read? Christina?
Yeah, happy to read. As the very flow of consciousness, you whirl around in ecstatic delight. As the mandala of existence, the cycle of birth. Srishti.
Sorry, you always get the words, don't you?
In my very northern accent as well, but I will try my best, I will endeavour. Stasis, Tahiti, and death, samsara. You dance the world into existence as its very consciousness. You are the incomparable divine joy who has become the flow of differences, imbued within the universe of your oneness. Ksemarsha, commentary of hymn 13 to 16, Shivastot Travali.
Well done for trying to say it. So whirling the cycles of life, the cycle of birth, Spristi, stasis, Tahiti. Life. So Tahiti must be life, mustn't it? You go to Tahiti, it must be fun. And death, samsara. You dance the world into existence as its very consciousness. You are incomparable divine joy who has become the flow of differences imbued within the universe of your oneness. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
It really is.
Really beautiful.
Natalie, do you want to read the next bit?
Yoga can be thought of as process of moving beyond the continuum of time, the span from past to future, and dropping into the moment. It is only here that we can savor the pure rhythm of the pulse of life without distraction. Our lives unfold moment by according to their flow, yet some are highly potent moments known in yoga as sandhyas, a sacred juncture of transformation and transition. We experience these outside of time. In the body, the sandhyas are found at its junctures, the joints, the ligaments, the pivots and intersections. They are the nexuses of subtle body energy and nexuses of subtle body energy, the chakras.
So basically, the sandhyas are like junctions in time, junctions within the body. You've got your traditional 7 chakras, but also the body is covered in chakras. So you've got, and they're in all the ligaments, there's chakras everywhere. And maybe you can look at your lives as sandhyas, as elements of sandhyas, like transition time. You know, certain times when you've decided to do something, and that's your stepping into this vortex, crossing the matrix to another, you know, it's cool, isn't it?
Very cool.
I love Shiva Ray. Have you heard of Shiva Ray?
Heard of Shiva, but not Shiva Ray.
The book of Shiva Ray's book. I'm Mrs. Library.
I was going to say. To build an extension for all these books.
She's another one. She's more like a dancing yoga teacher, really, but she's not quite like Mother Mary. She's different. She's very cool. I love her. American. Shiva Ray. A really cool book. Yeah, so the heart chakra, she's talking about. Do you want to read that, Laura?
The heart chakra can be a powerful nexus governing the lungs, circulatory system, emotions, intelligence, and the radiant magnetic field that connects us to other people and the entire sentient world.
So every chakra is really important, but the heart chakra, we use so much. Every time we hug somebody, you're connecting to their heart chakra. You know, some people don't hug. They don't want to hold their heart to you, but it's such an important nexus and it's such an important area. We'll be doing, we do a Kundalini set, module 2 for the heart chakra as well. Yeah, any other thoughts, guys? lot to think about at the moment.
I think it's to me, it's all about it's all about kind of letting go, isn't it? And then relearning. So if you've got those stresses, it's about things that you're holding on to, and this is quite pure, isn't it? It's like the first one, the pink poem. It flows, doesn't it, like water or just breathing, and that's what it is. It's just about being, isn't it? So it's quite it's a lot to think. It's everything to think about, and then it's nothing to think about because it all just is, isn't it? So it's
Yeah.
it's one to ponder, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see it, isn't it? And
Mm.
nice to, you know, for me, it just looks, oh, it's a relief to see it. You know, it's a relief that we can just look into this and think, we are so small, but we're so large and we're so connected, and there is an answer to everything. You only need to look within. Okay. So on that note, let's get out our colouring in.
Oh,
Oh, goodness me. Back to colouring in. Okay. So we're going to look at page. Oh, you had different pages, didn't you? What page did you have? Christina, what page did you have for that?
Now, Natalie, do we have 24 for this? Is that the one you had in yours? It's the one I've bookmarked.
Me.
was it the lungs? The
Maybe.
ribs.
Oh, I've got the heads on 20. Oh, maybe ours are even on a different page.
I think they
I've
are.
got this one. Is that
Sophie, maybe you're best showing us what you're best showing us, and we'll find it in ours. Do you think?
I've got that one.
Yeah, I am. Hang on.
Do you know how I said that I'd ordered mine in the post
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's coming this week? So it's come, but I'm sure that this is just completely
That's a
different.
different one as again.
It's
Have you
totally
got all
different.
different book? Well,
Oh,
The
good.
cranium. I don't know why I've said the cranium. Yeah, page 3. Did I say page 3 before? No, I'm worried I didn't say that right.
I've got the same as you, Natalie.
they're just different pages though, because mine's 19.
Okay, so we've got the skull. Have we got the skull?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's just look at our brains.
Sophie,
my
will you send me the link to the right book so I can order it? Sorry.
Let me do that now whilst I'm doing this. Let me do it whilst just have a little look. Will one of you read the list of bones that you've got down whilst I'm looking for the right book?
I don't know if I'm pronouncing these right.
Go on.
Occipital,
Occipital, yeah.
occipital, parietal,
Parietal. To be
frontal.
fair, I'm not 100% sure of them sometimes, and one of my best friends who's a nurse, Susie, or used to be a nurse, she'll tell me off for my pronunciation as well. So just go for it, I'd say.
So temporal, ethmoid, sphenoid. I'm just never going to remember these. Nasal, vomer, lacrimal, zygomatic, palatine, maxilla, mandibular, inferior nasal, concha. It's a good one, concha.
Have we got any have you got any post-its?
Yeah.
Should have said that first of all. Has everyone got a post-it to hand?
I don't know. I've got
Some
some
upstairs.
I love a
grab that
post-it. You'll learn this about me. I'm obsessed by stationery.
I'll have a look. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. This is really fun. This is fun. Okay, so I want you just to start post-itting yourself with the skull. See if you can get them all. I don't know whether that's possible.
We write on them and
Do
then
it on each other in the studio at some point.
I don't have any post-it notes. I've just got some
Okay.
scrap
Have you
paper.
got stickers? What have you got?
I've just got some paper that I was going to rip up and write it on.
Why don't you do that then?
I'll
But
put it
you'd
on-
you're
I'll
gonna have
put
to
it
use glue
behind-
tack.
I'll put it on the ledge, shall I, behind me?
Yeah.
On the ledge.
Yeah, okay. You work with it. Work with it.
Yeah.
Work with what you've got. And
We've
just
got-
put mental note. Always have lots of post-its
I'll
just
get
in
some
case.
post-its.
This is gentle bone. So
Oh, yeah. Let me think I can do
it's
that.
just like it's important to remember. It's really much more fun doing it with each other in the room, but also just slightly stupid. Sphenoid bone. Oh, right, it's fallen off now. It's no good. Sphenoid bone.
mine are different on the diagram to what I've just read out. I don't get that.
How has that happened?
No, mandible.
I think mine is the more basic version, but I'm going to just go with what it says and then.
Also, I've got little ones as well, which are actually better than that one.
Frontal.
This is appealing to our kinesthetic selves. If you want to, we've got to decide what sort of learners are we? Are we visual learners? That's fun. This is so much fun.
Ridiculous.
Number 5. Lacrimal bone. That's good, isn't it? So that's the bone that makes us what? Cry. So when we're in the room together, we're going to be doing this to each other. But for now, it's just a little bit of light refreshment. Do you feel left out, Christina?
No, but it has triggered me that I've not got any post-it notes, to be honest.
You're the teacher. You should have a staff.
They're like gold dust though, they're gone. But I have found a random £5 note as well. So
Oh,
you know,
well,
that's-
you're a winner.
You win some and you lose some, don't you, I suppose?
Oh, hang on. Bye. See you later. I always look like this.
Oh my God.
I'll see you later. Oh, text me that
Yeah,
picture.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Look after yourself. Bye-bye.
Thank you, bye.
Bye-bye. Number 6. Oh. A lot of bones we have, aren't there? 7 femur.
Mental foramen.
I think that's that. Temporal bone. Number 8. Nasal bone number 9.
Oh my word.
Are you all right? Oh, Christina,
got-
you're impressed. I'm impressed. You're not going to let yourself down, are you? No. Zygomatic bone. 10. Zygomatic bone. What are you thinking whilst you're doing this? You got any thoughts about? Is it helping you look at the bones and where they are a bit more? Do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Mandible 12. I remember where they are. Teeth 13. Oh, teeth are bones.
Oh.
Ah. I can't do that.
It's interesting that this one I've coloured in blue, M, which is like the jaw, the chin, the jaw, has got the term mental in front of it. Mental foramen, mental protuberance.
Oh.
Interesting, isn't it?
You think it connects to the mental, like, because people grind their jaws, don't they?
Oh yeah.
Because we're all in conversation with these on our face. I love you guys going with. Thank you. Hyoid bone, yeah. Because we're not mental at all, of course.
Yeah, exactly. We can't relate to that one.
No comment.
I am glad we've got the vote and everything anyway, so that's good. Given that we're female and everything. 15. Ulcer. The hyoid bone doesn't touch any other bone. Many muscles attached to it. It supports the tongue and forms part of the larynx. Well, it's in there somewhere. In around here, I guess. Somewhere around here. What's your favourite bone so far?
Bone. No, in the head. I like the inferior nasal concha
Oh, that's nice.
because you hold it, don't you, when you're doing the breath thing?
Oh, yeah.
And I like
Yeah.
that breath where you go in one nostril and out the other. Not that I'm an expert, but it's quite nice.
Be interesting if you said, hold your inferior nasal concha, see if anyone would.
I love all of the stuff around the eye because eyes just fascinate me and that how precious they are. So the orbit, the optic canal, inferior orbital fissure, all those little all the, just all that's going on around the eye socket fascinates me.
There's so much going on in our face that we don't even know,
No.
that we're not aware. We're not aware of what's happening all the time. It's like
I know.
we are a miracle, really.
Complete miracle.
I do think sometimes we are manufactured. That's another conspiracy theory. Okay.
Vomit.
Okay.
Vomit. Is that on the point? Yeah, on the point of your nose. Vomit.
Yeah. Yeah. Bomber.
I don't have vomit.
Do you not? That's sad. Vomit is here on mine. Number 7. That.
Oh yeah, got it. Thank you. Yeah, tiny little thing.
Tiny little thing.
Mama.
My husband's back. I'm just going to close it.
Yeah, shut the door. Doesn't need to
Don't
know.
let him see like
I can't because I make fun of me.
I'm so glad my husband's away this week.
Okay, we can take it off in a minute. Are we ready? With a big pull off, and then we'll put them back on again. You pull them off, put them back on. See if we can remember where to go without looking. Oh dear. Ah. Try again. Okay. Oh my God, I've forgotten already.
Just wait.
Sensible. Looks sensible, Christina.
Quick. Just take,
Don't show us to them.
let him see you. God,
There you
my
go.
husband would be like, "What part of your journey is this then?"
Yeah, my learning journey.
What part of your journey is this? Nutter. Words to that effect.
Mandible. That's down at the bottom somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I started to remember. Oh my goodness, it takes a bit of thinking here. Parietal, frontal. Now you're probably only going to use frontal. Your frontal lobe, talking about the frontal bone. You might talk about the parietal lobes, but not really. More the frontal lobe. You might want to know about the occipital bone around the back of the head.
Mm.
Because does anyone get tight necks?
Yeah, can do.
And when have you noticed that the occipital nerve is at the top on the top of the occipital bone? You're doing that. The cat's just been sick. Sorry.
Oh no.
Off you go. Oh dear. Can we go outside to do that? Hello. Sorry. Clean that up, won't we? Can we go into your bedroom? 1 second. Okay. Sorry about this. Inevitable. In there. Okay. Dear. Never rains when it pours. You're still managing it, despite the cat sick issue. and the postman coming to the window. It's like, yeah, okay, thank you, bye-bye. Yeah. So have a little look at that. See if you can get your head around it.
Good plan.
And the colouring in. So you've done the skull, and you've done the vertebra. Having sound problem. Can you not hear me at all, or can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Yes, we've done the vertebra and the skull.
And the axial skeleton,
Yes.
and the appendicular. Oh, Chris.
It's
Can you
okay,
do-
I can hear you now. I can hear
Oh,
you.
good. And the appendicular skeleton,
Yeah.
and then the muscular system. That's what we need next.
Muscular.
So ideally, this is the meat and bones, literally meat and bones of it. But these muscles you'll want to remember. So if you can do the muscular system, what have you got there? You've got something detailed or not? What have you got?
Muscular system. Yeah, but there's loads of pages, loads.
Okay, so I just want an overall. Do you want me to text you what I've got? Or do you want to? Let's show me what you've got, Natalie.
Well, I've got that, for example.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Sorry.
Well, we do need
got-
that, but we don't need that. So
Muscular system. I've got chest. Is that lungs? Arms. Do you want one where the whole body is on the picture?
it's
Is
just
that-
a little bit too detailed, I think, for
Yeah,
now.
let's find one with the whole body.
Let me just take a picture of this.
Can you find one in our book, Chris, that's got the muscular in a full body?
I'm just having a look. I think it's quite detailed, isn't it? It's always ever quite.
Oh, Chris, got it. 61 in mine. That one, Sophie, would you say?
Yeah, that's lovely. That's just what we want, this one.
You got that, Chris?
I'm just having a look. I'm sure I'll find it.
It's 61 on mine.
I'll send it to you now. Muscular system, muscles of the face and neck, just a picture of it. But if you can try and do this, these are the ones we really need to try and eat. These words, and we'll practice learning them.
I might just print yours off, Sophie. Is it the whole body that we're looking at, or the?
So you just want to know the trapezius, the deltoid, pecs, biceps, triceps, just very simple general overview.
Yeah, maybe we do it from yours this time.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mine's 69.
So,
So if you try and, I've put that muscles of the face, head and neck as well, but the overall muscle system is the one we want to do.
okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to move over to here. We're nearly at the end, we're nearly up. Now we're going here. And we'll do this bit next week because we've come to the end of our moment. So I want you to practice to do your 15-minute flow and have it in your head that at the end of our session block, our weekly session block, you're going to be designing a 30-minute flow. And then when we do our 3-day intensive, you'll be doing a 1-hour one. So we're just extending it and extending very slowly. No pressure. Yeah. So you know that you can start if you're enjoying the writing bit, we could start going to a 30-minute. And I'm thinking, because it's most useful for you as well, because when you might be teaching beginners, or you might, so try and aim it at a beginner flow. So a beginner class, that's what you're going to be devising. So you've got your 15-minute that you're going to show me next week, which you probably don't really have to think about now too much. If you want to do anything on Facebook, you can do like one element of the 15-minute flow on Facebook, okay? And then you're going to think about the 30-minute flow. That doesn't have to be done by next week. We're just starting, because that's going to be done at the end of the block. And then you've got your colouring in and your reading and your daily practice. You've got plenty to do.
You know, the flow. So that's not a lesson plan outline. That doesn't include the opening, reflect. It's just purely the asana.
That would be quite intense. I think what you need still to have is use the outline. So have an intro, have a warm up, and have an asana and a finish. But within it, have a little beginner's flow.
Okay.
Because if you just have that flow, it might be too much, mightn't it?
Yes.
You wouldn't be warmed up, because you remember you need to be 15 minutes in before you start moving, really.
Yes.
Sophie, can I just ask a quick question about it? Because I did it and it just didn't upload, but I didn't do the start bit, you know, where you kind of introduce it. I just started a bit of breath work and a warm up. Is it worth just putting that on and then obviously developing it, or should I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just put that, because it seems a
If you've
shame.
got time, don't push, you know, if you've got time, because I appreciate that.
Well, I've got it on my phone, you see, but then when I was thinking of uploading it, I thought I'd not really done an introduction, but it was quite long anyway. But if I've got it, I may as well put it on, hadn't I? And then just develop it. Right, I'll do that then.
Because it's good practice, isn't it, to have, you know, have that all those segments together.
Mm.
And the more times you do things, the better you feel. Now, Natalie, do you think you want to do yoga this week, or do you want to do meditation? You can choose.
Oh no, I don't mind. Ask the others. I'm easy.
How are your arms? Feeling better?
Yeah, I'm fine to do. Yeah, the yoga's fine with my arms in what we are doing so far. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can do like a little daily practice then. Just keep your daily practice.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll back into it from tomorrow.
Are you, but Laura and Chris, are you okay with that?
Yeah. You mean in terms of, are we okay with
your daily practice?
Yeah, I think so. I was saying that I did. I think if it aches, or I just adapt it. So I don't do a full Ashtanga every day, but so I might just totally like scale it back some days, you know, if I do feel achy. So I'm happy to carry that on if that's okay. If
that's great, yeah. Okay, great. Okay, so let's go to checkout. So how are we all feeling? I'll move the Sanskrit quiz to next week, by the way.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
How are we feeling?
Yeah, feeling good. I feel like my brain is hurting a little bit after all of the philosophy. There's a lot to take in. But yeah, I think that's good. Gonna sort of come back to some of this, I think, over the week, just to like let it sink in and see how I feel. Because I feel like I haven't necessarily taken it all in just from today.
Good. It makes the world feel a bit wobbly, this concept, I think.
I think it's just a totally different type of learning. Like I'm quite used to, I don't know, you sort of read something, you like comprehend it, you repeat it, maybe you tell someone else about it. Like it's kind of that, I don't know, repetitive way of learning new stuff. But this almost needs a completely new approach, because you can't, you know, just digest and dissect it all and put it all together just in a really easy, logical way. It kind of needs you to like expand your mind in a way. And I feel like that's feeling new and a bit unusual, I guess.
Yes. It's philosophy.
Mm.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Christina.
All good. I think just I'm enjoying it. I think it's been a nice session this week. It's been different, but it's been nice to look at a different aspect. And I like the idea of the lesson plans because it's just something I do anyway. So I quite like the idea of trying to plan some mini lessons and see how it goes. You know, it's not easy because it's not like I can just throw it together because you've got to look into the theory behind it, haven't you, and make sure you do everything properly. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to this week and thinking up some little sequences as well.
Wonderful. Thank you. And Natalie.
Yeah, I've loved today. I just it's been a nice change, and I'm looking forward to getting back to the practice tomorrow. But I'm glad that it's just been nice to share with the others kind of where I'm at, and just feels really supportive. So looking forward to another week of seeing where it goes.
It's great. Okay. Wonderful. So let's clear the space. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Woo! Woo!
And again.
Woo! Woo!
One more.
Woo! Woo!
Okay. Take care, guys. Have a lovely week. See you next
Thank
week.
you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.